welcome to my channel. I'm Kelly Biltz and I'm a certified ADHD teen life coach where we talk about all things ADHD, parenting, and peace in the home. I've spent thousands of hours coaching high schoolers and also supporting their parents. And if there's one thing that I've learned is that mindset during the high school years changes everything. So today I'm going to walk you through my 6 most powerful mindset shifts that I've had, as well as how I help parents let go from frustrated and be more connected with their teenagers, because we can lose that connection in our homes. The first mind shift is we want to shift from control to collaboration. When your teen forgets to hit submit again, or maybe even forgets to do their homework or is on their phone studying, or instead of studying, that urge to micromanage and have it done and get it checked off is really strong for us as parents. I get that. But hovering and nagging, maybe, if I may, creates this tension and the stress and shutdown of our teen. And it really becomes a big barrier between our relationship with our teenagers. So instead of saying, and I know we all do this, why can't you just start on your homework and work on your homework right now? What that's saying and sharing with your teenager is that you were thinking and you're expecting them just to get started without allowing their minds to have a plan and to transition to do the work. So instead of saying, why can't you just start your homework right now or do your homework right now? Try this. How can we make homework feel more manageable today? So important. I'm going to say that again. How can we make homework more manageable today? This shows your teenager that you're on the same page, that they're validated that it is hard to get motivated to do their work. It is challenging for them to understand how long their work takes. While you're validating their emotions and understanding why it's so hard for them to start, it is building trust and also helping them with their problem-solving skills, which is exactly what they'll need in real. So shift number 2, progress, not perfection. We have to let go of perfection. Seriously, I know that's hard, but your teenager is learning during the high school years of their unique brain. They're learning how to manage their daily lives, and it's going to be messy. I know that. And that means there's going to be problems. There's going to be times when they forgot and they don't intend to forget. But if you're expecting them to stay on task and follow through and do their homework, even when they said to you, yes, I'm going to go work on it right now, you're going to both feel defeated. So in my home, one of the best things I've always done, and I strive for this daily, is I celebrate the small wins. And P.S., the ADHD brain thrives with a lot of verbal affirmations. So what are some wins? And you're going to think, oh my gosh, is it really like this easy? Here are small wins that I always acknowledge from my son. When he replies to a text message, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, yes, that's a win. Acknowledge it. Thank you for replying. When they write down their homework in their planner or in their notes app, as long as I have it written down, I don't really care where it is. As long as they've taken the time to actually write something down, that's a win. Hey, thank you for coming down when I didn't have to remind you 3 times. That's a win. All of those little things that you notice, it's important for you to notice because progress matters. They need to know that you are recognizing those small little things. And I always say we focus on all the small wins in private coaching and when I'm working with parents. It's all about the small wins because then you'll get to really celebrate the bigger wins, and it's going to be more expected when they can feel confident making sure that they're on task with their work. So remember, progress matters way more than perfection. Shift 3, stop catastrophizing. I know, we have to talk about catastrophizing. It's when you jump to 4 or 5 years in the future and you think about the worst case scenario that's possibly going to happen, right? My teenager's always going to live in my basement. How are they ever going to be able to make it on their own when they can't get out the door, without me reminding them and providing them their cleats and their uniform and their water bottles? I get it. Your teen forgets homework. Your brain thinks they're going to fail in college or they're going to fail in a job. They'll live in my basement forever. I get that. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to pause and take a very deep breath and remind yourself that this is one moment. Again, they are learning life skills. They were learning how to manage parts of their world. And it's not easy. And they're going to fail forward. And it's going to be messy. And you're going to want to pull your hair out at times. I get that. But teens with ADHD, they grow a lot during the years 16 to 19. That development is huge. So help them figure it out. I want you to trust that they're going to figure it out. And oftentimes, my friends, that's when they're not in your home. They're outside your home. It's going to be messy, but it's their mess to learn from. It's not yours. I know that's not uncomfortable. Shift 4, connection over correction. As parents, sometimes not knowingly, we tend to focus on maybe everything that's not going right and noticing all those things instead of focusing on the small wins and encouraging. And I want to remind you that so much of that voice, if you're correcting them and remind them all the time, you're starting to sound like background noise. And I know you may not want to hear it, but that's true. That's why connection comes first. Instead of why can't you focus? Because we say that, try understanding it and asking them what's making this hard for you right now? Why is it hard for you to focus? What's going on? Is there anything I can do to help? This builds trust and it helps validate the fact that they're having a hard time focusing. And yeah, they're going to have a hard time focusing on the work that's not interesting to them. That's life with ADHD. So when they feel validated, your connection is going to become stronger. So I don't want you to be that background noise. I want you to be able to walk alongside them and understand how their brain is wired and why some of these maybe easier things for you are really difficult for them. You want to be their safe place, the one that understands them, and the safe place to make these mistakes inside your home. Shift number 5, compassion for them and you. You won't parent perfectly. Your teen won't manage ADHD perfectly, and that's okay. Parenting from a compassionate place is understanding and educating yourself around these typical day-to-day life behaviors. So when your teen messes up, acknowledge their struggle without judgment. So hard, okay? And when we mess up as parents, we have to own it. I can't tell you the number of times I've said, I'm sorry, I just wanted it done. I sent the email. I did that for you. I was too impatient. I just wanted it checked off. And that's my agenda, not my son's agenda. And I have apologized so many times, but it helps them recognize that myself and I, as a parent, I'm not perfect and I mess up quite a bit. And honestly, that relieves them. That models emotional growth. And remember, we want to model the behavior that we desire in our teens. So don't forget, we're doing a lot of hard work here. We're learning as we go and we may fail forward, but celebrate the effort. You care, and that is what matters with your teenager. Shift number 6, empower, don't rescue. Let's stop rescuing our teenagers. Your teen doesn't need to be fixed and they are not broken. Now is the time in the home for them to learn how to fix things themselves. What works for you, and they've even shared this, does not work for them. They have to figure this stuff out. And it's going to be messy, and you're going to see it all happen in front of you. But remember, it's not for you to figure this out like that. I'm saying that to help you maybe have some relief and some stress of letting go. If your teenager has poor sleep habits, I'm going to go off course here a little bit. That's on them. No matter what you've said, no matter all the strategies for helping them fall asleep and maybe the melatonin and stuff, if they have poor sleep habits, that's not on you. That's on them. They have to learn how to self-care. They have to learn these life skills. They need to learn how to fix things themselves. And so a lot of times we as parents, unfortunately, can get in the way of that. They have to figure some of these life skills out on their own. They have to figure out their tools. They have to figure out their routines. And that's going to look a little bit messy. But I'm saying this to help you, take a step back. You're not responsible for what tools they desire. We let go and we recognize that we have provided them and offer them everything, now it's up to them. That should be freeing for you. Okay. Trust they're going to figure it out. And sometimes it's not going to be in your home. It will probably happen when they're in college or when they have a job and someone else is relying on them to be on time, to follow through, and to uphold their responsibilities. My final thoughts. Parenting an ADHD teen is not easy, but these mindset shifts, they can be transformational. They can help you connect more. They can help your teen feel like they're validated, like they're understood. And remember, it's not about a perfect home. It's not about the perfect process. It is about small steps leading them into independence, helping them feel confident, helping them manage their day-to-day, and helping them figure out their tools. And one thing I want to leave you with, remember, the ADHD brain thrives with positive affirmations. So make sure that you're celebrating something that you notice that in your teenager that they would probably be like, oh yeah, whatever, it's not a big deal. All those little small wins make a difference. They may not admit it, but it does. That's what I have for you today. So if you like this content, you can hit the subscribe button below and you'll be notified when I release a new video. Thanks for being here and following. I appreciate y'all.